In just a few weeks, Colorado voters are going to decide whether to dismantle a part of the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, or TABOR. Voters approved it 27 years ago, but some lawmakers say TABOR handcuffs them from improving Colorado's way of life. Political specialist Sean Boyd live, and Sean, opponents say this measure just amounts to a tax increase.
And Dominic, they're not entirely wrong. This is somewhat complicated. So tonight, let's unpack Proposition CC, because one thing both sides agree on, much is at stake with this ballot measure.
Prop CC will finally allow the state to begin fixing things.
At a yes on Proposition CC event, supporters, including Democratic Speaker of the House Casey Becker, suggested this is a no-brainer.
We're not asking to raise taxes. We're saying the money you already send us, can we keep that and put it into roads and education?
That is what the ballot measure says, but Michael Fields with the No on CC campaign says it's not what it does.
You ask the normal person, if the government takes and keeps and spends more of your tax money, is that a tax increase or not? Your tax liability is going up with this.
He's right, and so is she. Here's what you need to know. Proposition CC eliminates a cap on how much tax money the state is allowed to keep. Under the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, or TABOR, anything over the cap now is refunded to taxpayers. Next year, individuals will get about $37 back, couples $75. If the cap is gone, you'll still pay the same amount of money to the state. You just won't get any of it back. Proposition CC removes the cap and potential for refunds permanently.
We have a state that has the best economy in the nation, and yet we aren't even allowed to use the taxes that people are already sending us to make those investments.
Our budget is growing, over $1 billion every single year. We have a lot of money. They're not putting it towards teacher pay. They're not putting it towards long-term investments in roads. People and voters want them to do those things before they're going to give them more money.
Now, Proposition CC does say the money retained will go to roads and schools for one-time, not recurring expenditures. So it couldn't be used, for example, to raise teacher base pay. Opponents say money is fungible, so ultimately it will be up to lawmakers to decide how this is spent. And while Proposition CC does require an annual audit, opponents say if that audit reveals problems, taxpayers would have to go back to the ballot to repeal the law, because, again, there is no sunset. It is permanent. Live at the Capitol, Sean Boyd.